Hello everyone, my name is David. Thank you for watching another video about manipulators. I made one a couple weeks ago. I advise you to go watch that one if you like this kinds of stuff and you want to find out if someone's manipulating you. So I talked about 10 other ones a couple weeks ago, and I have 10 more. Actually, I think I have more than 10. But I want to talk about what I came up with. So let's get started, shall we? First one is home court advantage. So it's kind of like bringing you closer to them and not really letting you have this kind of outside interference. And, you know, if they're trying to get you to believe something about, say, another person, then it's always have you near them. You know, call me, text me, email me. Hey, hon, email me. I'll talk to you about this stuff. You don't need to worry about them, and don't watch them and look at them. And then once they have you near them, it's just constant, never stop. Preaching to the choir, almost forcing a feeling of responsibility or commitment to them. You know, like if they just keep telling you and telling you and telling you that someone's bad or do something, you feel like you have to do something. You know what I mean? Next one, manipulation of facts. So overwhelming you with facts. Overwhelming you with these proofs or facts or accusations or allegations. Bias, which would be opinion, right? Lying, excuses, disclosure, withholding certain things. Don't forget, guys, if it's between two people's words, there's two sides to every story. Don't forget these things. I know these things seem trivial or juvenile, and they should be juvenile, but they're not. Sad to say, they're not. You'll see adults doing these things a lot, okay? So I have to tell you, I have to go over these things, I think, when a lot of us are victims because we were fooled, you know, by liars and manipulators. So I'm going to go over, even if it seems, you know, obvious or things we've heard our whole life. Lying. Yes, lying is manipulating. Okay, but I'm going to keep going over this stuff. There's two sides to every story. So we can't just listen to someone else's side or to one person's side without hearing the other side. And then proof. Okay? Manipulators love to have proof, okay? So remember this. This is important, everyone. And this is why in a court of law, it has to be absolute proof. Is the proof that this person presents really proof? Can it be manufactured? Can it be faked? If it's an email they're showing you, or a screenshot of text messages, things like this, okay? The reason those can't be, you know, if it's not showing the phone number it comes from, then it can't be submissible. They even check to see if it's been faked. A lot of people will say, look, I have, you know, text messages or emails or stuff like this. Well, can they go on their computer and just type it up and fake it? Can they make an email in someone else's name and send it to themselves? Can they, you know, fake text messages to themselves? Yes. Well, then you can't use it as proof. And what we'll do is say, okay, they say this is proof, and yes, that stuff can be all faked. So then you resort back to opinion and judgment, and you say, well, I trust this person, so it's probably proof. No. If they're saying this is proof and it can be faked, then you can't accept it as proof. Just like a court of law, right? And that's what it comes down to, because that's what a manipulator does, is I have proof. Look, I have proof. You know, and then you just accept it as proof forever and damn people and send people to jail and things like that. We can't do that. Can't do that. And that leads me to repetitiveness. Repeating things over and over again. I have proof. This is proof. This is proof. Okay? Words, specific words over and over and over and over again is very suggestive to our brains, to our minds. We accept it, just like advertisement. You see that advertisement over and over and over and over and over again telling you you need it. And then I need it. Defending accusations way too much, right? So you want to know if someone's guilty or something, and they're saying no, right? They're denying it, but the defense, just over the top defense, over and over, and just keep, come on, you believe me, right? Yeah, right? Or shifting the blame. Or I even saw a comment the other day. It said, the guilty person is the one not defending themselves. As this person's constantly making accusations, and say, look, they're not defending themselves. They're guilty. No, that is not how it works. Is that under that rule, that means anybody that accuses anyone of anything, that person needs to consistently defend themselves. They have to defend themselves against anything and everything from everyone. Not at all. It's actually the guilty person that never stops defending themselves. Okay? Never stops defending themselves. Say you're worried if someone's manipulating you. Someone is in question of manipulating you. So you come up with 3 examples of what looks like a manipulator, or like my examples. If someone you know has, out of the over 20, 25 things I've come up with out of these 2 videos, that someone's a manipulator, if you can come up with 3 things to them and point it out to them and say, these 3 things are signs that you are manipulating me. Now, all 3 together are horrible, really bad. But if they now defend it, right? So what they do is they compartmentalize, right? And they say, this one, yeah, I might do that because it was really bad weather that day, and I just hate it when it's raining. I was sad. And this one, yeah, I did that, but that's because somebody totally messed with me and this and that, you know, and so I did that, but it's okay, this one is because of a medical condition, you know. Okay, but all 3, I'm wondering if you're manipulating me and you're doing 3 obvious signs that you're manipulating me, and you're going to sit there and tell me this one's that, this one's that, this one's that, so therefore, no, cut it out. I mean, come on. Excuses. Negative surprises. Negative surprises. Shocking accusations. Huge allegations that are really based all on that person's opinions or feelings. Shock value. Shock value. Okay? So, you know, oh, this person did this. I think that, you know, this person is this. And a big one is, you know, in this community we call people narcissists. This person is a narcissist. You know, try to shock you. Negative surprises. It's good for impact. Forced teaming. Forced teaming. Pick a side. Forces opinions for you. Rushes you with urgency. Victimhood. We are all victims together. Plays on your sympathy. Ow, I'm hurt. Negative humor. This is serious. Negative humor, guys. Criticizes or picks on people. Bullies people. Brings up economic status. Talks about a person's past. Talks about a person's past jobs and makes fun of them for it. Talks about people's past relationships. Talks about people's, you know, they say I was abused. And they say, no, you weren't. Deny it. Talks about people's homes and say you're poor and look how you live and things like this. Negative humor. Makes jokes about it. You know, sits there and abuses you and then makes a joke about it and says, you know, it's funny. Pretend ignorance. Pretends to be ignorant. Playing dumb. Be careful the person that says, I'm stupid. I'm just stupid. Oh, you know, I'm dumb. Makes false allegations. And when caught, makes a bunch of allegations, but when caught that they're lying, that they're not true, they just say, I didn't know. I didn't know. I don't know. I didn't know that person really isn't. When I said it, that was what I thought. Not good enough. Here's a huge one. This is a huge Huge sign of a manipulator, period. Appears to be selfless. Appears to be selfless. Here's some quotes you'll hear a manipulator say. I don't care what happens to me. I don't care about myself. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for all of you. Spinning, turning things around, right? We know this, right? Abuses you over time. Abuses over time. And how many times have you guys heard this? I know so many of you guys heard this. Someone abuses you over and over again, right? For days or like all night. They're abusing you all night, saying crap to you all night. Or they're abusing you for weeks or months. Picking on you and bullying on you and criticizing you and false allegations and smearing you for months, and then says, I'm exhausted from all of this. Then stop. Emotional baiting. Abuses you and says, oh, look how angry he is. Provocation. Look at him. Pokes you and prods you and then says, oh, look at his reaction. Look at how he's acting. Or here's a good one. You forced me to do this to you. I have to do this to you. I have to abuse you because of what you're doing. I forced you to abuse me. Okay? Now here's just a piece of advice. Observe patterns of behavior. Observe patterns. We all make mistakes. We all do something bad sometime in our lives. We've all hurt people before. We've all done things that we don't approve of ourselves and other people don't approve of. But it's the pattern, okay, guys? Patterns of behavior. Here's some good ones. Going from I'm weak to I'm strong to I'm back to weak again. Going from victim to hero, back to victim to hero, right? These patterns. Pity party, poor me, pity party, to triumphant, to pity me. What's the agenda? Very, very important with people's patterns of behavior like this. Any kind of, bad, ugly, abusive, weird, any kind of these patterns of behavior. Typically, there's an agenda. Do they have an agenda all the time? Is there something underlining all the time? Is there always a bottom line narrative they always return to, that they're always taking you back to? Signs someone might be manipulating you. Rewriting or revising history. You guys know this one, huh? Talk about timelines and stuff like this. Listen to this. This is common. So someone's talking bad about somebody, whatever, and it's, he probably does this. He probably did this, probably did that. They probably do this, right? But over time, it turns into he did it. He did do it. He does it all the time. And you accept that. You might accept that. You can't just accept people's words when it's harming other people and stuff, or yourself. Denial. Someone does something and straight denies it to your face, but you saw it. They just deny it. No, I didn't. No, I didn't do that. No. That's your cognitive dissonance. And I've been forced in that situation. I can remember, and I'm sure all of you have. Right? Where it's like, it doesn't make sense. You saw someone do something and they just deny it. Nope. I'm not even talking excuses. I didn't do it. No, I never called them that. I never said that about him. I never said that about her. I never did that. Deny. Right to your face that you've seen it. Hold people accountable, guys. You can't just say, oh, they didn't, maybe they didn't do it. Don't let people screw with your head. Here's a good one. Justification, right? Justification. Does someone have a vendetta? Because here's something that is really common with a manipulator, is they'll be doing something to someone. And it kind of goes back to that hero thing. Put the cape on. I'm, this, that. They'll be doing something to someone and they'll say, it's not personal. This is not personal. It's not because what they did to me. No. Gives reasons to harm someone. Why should anyone harm another person? It's never okay. It's never okay. Manipulators have characters. They have masks. And they reinforce this all the time by really simply, a good one is just telling you. If they don't, they'll show you, they'll try to show you this character I am, but it's so much easier to tell you. It's so much easier to say, I'm a good person in all kinds of different forms in this community. I'm an empath. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I don't need to tell you I'm a good person. All I need to know is that I am. Me. I need to know that. Okay? And I don't black and white think, so I don't need to sit there and go, are you a good person or bad person? Good person or bad person? Good person or bad person? Because all that matters is your behavior. Okay? Hope those were 10 more or 12 or 15 more good ones for you guys. Any questions about them, ask me. You guys have more to add them down below. Maybe if we come up with 10 more, I'll make another video. Okay? Thanks, guys. All right, love yourself first. I'll see you again later. Watch out for those manipulators. Bye.